Welcome to my presentation. In this presentation, we shall try to understand the basics and concepts related to fractions. So the question we have is, what are fractions? What are fractions? Fractions can be understood as follows. Let me explain this with a simple example. A fraction can represent the number of equal parts of a whole. So if I were to explain this with an example, let's take a square here. Let's take a square here, and then let me divide it into four equal parts. This is one part, this is the second part, this is the third part, and this is the fourth part. And if I were to um, hatch one portion of the square, it's going to look like that. So in here, what we observe is the following things. The square has four equal parts. It has this square, this figure is all, if all sides are equal, it is called a square. A square has four equal parts. Four equal parts. And then the second observation we have is one out of the four parts is shaded. One out of the four parts, one out of the four parts is shaded. The shaded portion, the third observation we have is the shaded portion of the square is represented as a fraction. The shaded portion is represented as a fraction, so therefore we can represent the shaded portion as 1/4. The shaded portion is 1/4, so therefore we can represent fractions like 1/4. One is in the numerator, one is in the denominator. We can also write this one as 1 divided by 4. Same thing. It is the same way. It means the same thing. Let us take another example here. Let us say if I were to have a circle like that, and if I were to divide this circle into, I'm going to write this one as a second example, and if I were to divide this circle into four equal parts, and if I were to say this is part number 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4, and here again, if I were to come back and then shade just two portions of the circle like that, and then we're going to these are the following observations we're going to make. The circle has four equal parts. The circle has four, let me write this here. The circle has four equal parts to it. Two out of the four parts are shaded. The second observation we have is two out of the four parts are shaded. And then the third observation we have here is the shaded portion of the circle is represented by a fraction as 2/4, right? The shaded portion of the circle is, let me write here, shaded portion is two parts divided by the whole four parts. We can also simply write this one as 1/2. Half of the circle is shaded. That is how we can understand fractions. If a fraction is part of the whole, a fraction can be represented can represent the number of equal parts of a whole. That is how we want to understand that. Let me try another example here. This time I'm going to take a triangle like this. Let me draw this triangle, and this triangle has all three sides are equal in this triangle. And if I were to draw another triangle inside of this triangle, it will look like that. And now if I were to come back and then say this part here is 1, This part is 2, this part is 3, this part is 4. And if I were to say 3 out of the 4 parts are shaded, let me shade these regions here. That part is shaded, this part is shaded, and this part is shaded. So 3 out of the 4 parts are shaded. Now let us make some observations. The observations are as follows. The triangle has 4 equal parts. This is a triangle. The triangle has 4 equal parts. 4 equal parts to it. The second observation we are going to make here is 3 out of the 4 parts are shaded. 3 out of the 4 parts. 3 out of the 4 parts of the triangle are shaded. And then the third observation we can make is the shaded portion of the triangle is represented by a fraction. And then therefore 3 parts out of the 4 parts of the triangle are shaded. Then therefore that is how we can represent a fraction. And therefore once again, a fraction can represent the number of equal parts of a whole. So this is the basics. These are the concepts of how to understand what a fraction is all about. In this playlist, we shall see several examples of fractions containing additions, subtractions, multiplication, division, and real-world application problem. In my next presentation, we shall see how to represent fractions.